Steamed chicken and broccoli, the epitome of clean eating bro diets and the base of almost every weight loss diet plan on the face of the earth. Except there's a problem. It's boring, bland, and tastes like sand. But can we make it in that tiny span of 15 minutes, make it delicious and still keep it healthy? Nope.
This is Bodybuilder Brad, the guy who gives you unsolicited workout advice and tells you that your nutrition is preventing gains. And this is Dennis, the man dedicated to teaching you how to cook healthy food deliciously.
Let me prove you wrong.
And it begins with a glass of filtered water. We also require a pan or a pot with a lid.
Now we could use a steamer pot which looks like this and has holes, but this requires having a special pan because it fits like this. So instead we're going to be using this thing, the steamer tray, which is pretty cheap. You can pretty much get it anywhere and it works incredibly well.
It also works incredibly well as an antenna when searching for alien life forms. For the large pot, he adds his clean water, making sure not to add too much so that it comes to the steam holes in the steam basket. He adds a bit more to ensure the pot doesn't run out, as running out of steam mid-cook would be problematic. Basket aside, a conductive metal pot goes onto his heat source, the super duper magical magnetic box of induction. Struggling to ignite the invisible flame, success is a vegetable with the intent to boil the water. Next step, broccoli. The greenest florets with unopened buds will be the freshest you can get. You can also microwave frozen broccoli, but that is not as good.
And I don't have a microwave, so
that's that. Having previously rinsed the broccoli, he now begins to separate the different branches in order to begin slicing and dicing. The stem is severed at the base of the head, and the process begins to separate bite-sized pieces of florets. For this recipe, he'll be utilizing about 2 to 3 cups of the green stuff. The rest is set aside for another time. However, he must first remove the fibrous bark from the outer part of the stem. Easy peasy, broccoli squeezy. Once peeled, the core of the stem is rather soft and sweet. Tasty. He discards the box and begins placing the broccoli onto the basket in such a way as to evenly distribute the weight. The water is checked until it's actually boiling, then the broccoli is lowered into the sauna. This pot is a bit smaller than the tray, so it shrinks a bit, clearly not because of cold water. A timer is set for 2 minutes, then he cleans, because ants. Then it's time for the slimy Gallus domesticus. For this he is using half a chicken breast, the super lean white meat that cooks fast and stays juicy when steamed. He slices it into thin medallions as they will cook faster and look more natural than some form of a cube. The pot rumbles in the bubbles of steam, signaling it's ready. As his first timer runs out, he removes the lid to reveal an effervescent green broccoli. Using the western version of chopsticks, he moves the broccoli to the side in order to make space. Then he places his chicken on the opposite side. Since both the chicken and broccoli will be cooked, it's acceptable that the raw chicken touches the broccoli. Because the steam basket is smaller than its optimal size, he plays a warped version Tetris in order to get the poulet alongside the shrubs. Then he sets a timer between 5 and 7 minutes.
you're doing it wrong. Pardon? By cooking, you lower the protein synthesis of the body. You gotta eat it raw. Dude, what the?
While the food steams, it's time to make a sauce, the often missed key to steamed chicken and broccoli. Although you can make almost any sauce to taste, this one is heavily inspired by East Asian flavors and uses ready-made ingredients to reduce preparation time. Ingredients such as dried garlic instead of fresh garlic and ginger paste instead of freshly grated ginger. Some sriracha for heat and some unroasted sesame seeds for flavor and a slight crunch. And of course, a sprinkle of the king of flavor, MSG. Optional, of course. Once mixed, he tastes to ensure it's to his liking.
Eat some sweet.
Realizing he forgot to add his brown sugar because he is rather forgetful. A heaping spoonful is added in, smashed and spread like love.
You can use brown sugar, any sort of brown sugar substitute like Swerve brown sugar, Lakanto gold, or even Sucrin gold. They all work great.
The ingredients get to know each other rather quickly and...
Sweet heat. Perfect.
Time expires and it's time for the final preparations. Steamed chicken and broccoli. In order to ensure that chicken is cooked, he uses his thermometer. Avoiding the invisible steam, he checks for a minimum of 165 degrees American.
Cooked.
A temperature he has clearly surpassed. Carefully using his towel, he removes the hot basket and sets it aside, because it's time for the sauce. Although it can be used as a dipping sauce, he prefers to throw his goodies in and mix, because it saves time and, well, flavor.
Now, I cooked my broccoli about a minute too long. This broccoli was actually a lot fresher than the typical broccoli that I usually have, which is probably a couple of days older. So just watch it and pull it when it gets to the point where you're satisfied with it. It really depends on how thin you cut your chicken. The thinner it is, the less cooking time we're going to have overall.
After slowly placing the prized meal into a bowl, he simply pours it all in. However, the meal isn't quite complete. Although not necessary, fresh scallions add a layer of freshness to the dish, which is unparalleled. Sliced thin, it's then sprinkled over top along with some more sesame seeds. Then, it's time to eat.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
I do love me some chicken. Extra! Woo, yeah!